across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New York Jets and their inner-city rivals, the New York Giants. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Now the second-year man back from injury, it's Breece Hall. And boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. Well, this defense for the Giants very strong in that victory a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Hall again on 2nd down. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. Well, they started the drive backed up pretty deep, but a nice effort to overcome the field position, get into field goal range on the game's opening possession.
And, Brandon, I think from where they started, the initial thought was, can we get 1 or 2 first downs and help out our defense after we pump the ball away with field position? But as that drive went on, I think their sights got set a little bit higher. They were thinking touchdown, ended up settling in between and coming away with a field goal.
Now a 2-time Pro Bowler coming off a big year, Saquon Barkley. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. You talk about this Jets defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the #1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
Here comes third and the length of the football. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And this will be a Giants first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. The Giants at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they come in riding high. Just one loss in their last 7 games.
And I like the way that this team is winning football games because they're doing it the way that coaches love to preach. Penalties at a minimum because they've been very disciplined, very focused in their business.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play is.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Quinnen Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season.
To the surprise of no one who's watched him flash his potential the last couple of years, Quinnen Williams broke out in 2022 with 12 sacks and first-team All-Pro honors. Expect more of the same going forward.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 24. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets offense ready to go in this Battle of New York. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Throwing now is Rodgers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Deonte Banks with it. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Howell, he'll look to throw it. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Howell to the air on 1st and 10. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They go play action with Howell. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. You talk about this Jets defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the number 1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
Howell out of the shotgun. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by the linebackers.
Can't even throw a 5-yard pass.
To the 32-yard line.
I can't win like this, man.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Motion man left is Lazard. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and a yard. Off play action. It's Howell. Blitz coming and down he goes. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
And the Jets pressure.
Throw the fucking ball, dude.
C.J. Mosley. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this
Crazy.
first half.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, it's not been their bread and butter. I don't know, is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Howell, he connects with Hyatt. Just a gain of a couple there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Third and long, here's Howell. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm blocking 6 and I have 2 seconds to throw it.
At least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
.46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded at the 20. Good blocking there, nearly sprung it. It'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jets will take over. The Jets offense ready to go in this Battle of New York. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, the answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done.
Oh, this game is so good.
Find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
62 overall tight end can just do whatever he
Jets are
wants.
use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Hall ought to give up the middle, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now it's Rodgers.
Let's go try.
He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. It's a gain of 11 and a giant first down.
After a couple of seasons of battling injuries, the former #2 overall pick returned to Pro Bowl form with over 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. Just as important, played 16 games and handled over 350 touches, essentially carrying the Giants' offense.
Quinnen. It's not even Quinnen Williams.
Behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Howell to throw on 2nd down. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 18. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing here, Howell. Rolling to his left.
Awesome, Danny. Come on.
But it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
Second down, Howell now. Hyatt there to grab it. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Looking to throw again.
Go forward, kid. Go forward. Go forward.
Before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Oh my god. I'm so fucking stupid. How is that not PI anyway?
And they turn it over. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And the Jets are going to get the football back. The Jets offense ready to go in this Battle of New York. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah. Can he put it aside? Let's find out. 2nd and 9. Hall again on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us. No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 49 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Here's a 2nd and 8. Second down, Howell back to pass. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. So the completion good for just 3. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Howell. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this one is right down the middle. So add 3. All told, after the safety, it's a 5-point swing. And that could have turned out much worse.
Well, you don't want to say no harm, no foul, but I do believe you're right. A 9-point swing hurts. 5 points, much more manageable, especially in a tight game like this.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Jets offense ready to go in this battle of New York. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Up the middle with Barkley. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other. and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Here's Howell. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. For the play fake, and now here's Howell to throw it. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on third down, Howell. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 38-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. On first down, Howell. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's taken down inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense, because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
Howell down to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 16. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And Howell will throw it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides.
I don't know why he runs like a rounded route. Just make a cut.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Howell, another throw on second down. It's hauled in by Shepard. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. Third and 2. Third and 2. Here's Howell.
God fucking damn it. Wide open.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Should I go for it? I sure should. Am I going to? No.
So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll push the lead to 11-3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. The Jets offense ready to go in this battle of New York. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Terrific running there to start the drive as that's going to go for 15 and a quick first down as well. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be. And he
give me a roughing the passer.
For a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary
Crazy
target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Hey, 626!
Rodgers now on first down.
Oh.
That's complete right side to Lazard. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll let this go deep for Lazard.
God damn it.
It's caught. Touchdown.
6'3", can't get a hand on it.
His 4th touchdown on the year.
There's that BD offense. Throw it up.
And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. They'll try and run it here. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now he'll look to throw it. He dumps it off to Barkley. So the completion good for 7 there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Powell trying to pick it up on 3rd. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. He's to the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, 67 yards. And the Giants will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point attempt here still to come. And that makes it a 9-point game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Jets offense ready to go in this battle of New York. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, now Rodgers. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play.
Should have been picked in the very next play. That happens.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Rodgers now on 1st down. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage. But right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward. And how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
DJ Reed, who played in college at Kansas State, made the tackle. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
To Barkley on the check down. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Throwing here, Howell. Throw left side complete. That's Campbell. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Now throwing on first down here. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Taking it right down Broadway. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 80 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
Looking high its way once again. Touchdown, Giants! Jalen Hyatt from 3 yards out. And the Giants are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. The Giant offense going to stay on the field as they'll go for 2. Howell throwing for it. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone to bump.
It told me to go for 2, by the way.
So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Jets offense ready to go in this battle in New York. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Rodgers now to throw. Flushed out right. On the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete.
What a cunt.
And he's brought down, but not before
What a
he
cunt.
reaches the 8-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Rodgers going to throw.
Oh, you put me on spin cycle, bro. Damn. Should have clicked off. That's why I click off. Hope he tears his ACL celebrating.
Aaron Rodgers, he can still maneuver. 35 rushing touchdowns in his career with Green Bay. Partner, I double-checked that stat. That's the right number. And even at his age, he knows when it's time to go, and he does it there for a touchdown.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Why is Dexter Lawrence at halfback?
The Giants going to
That's
go
not
ahead and
ideal.
use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He knows the play. Can he get in there? He cannot.
And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third and 1. Howell's going to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Howell going to go down to a knee, and that should just about wrap this up.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road. But there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So it's a win here for the Giants, and it was thanks in large part to the play of their second-year quarterback.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So for the Giants, the victory moves them to 7-1 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long from MetLife Stadium.